We're here at Kansas Children's Discovery Center today. This is actually a location that I think about 15 years ago, the Green Team actually planted these trees in this area. This was a vacant lot, and I think Mr. Lovelace actually helped plant these trees to kind of get this area established with some different things.
Yeah, some good native species out here, some oak trees, really good for the area because of the size. I mean, this big open area, they're going to grow very, very large, but they're usually a little slow growing, but very hardy, adapted to the state of Kansas. So good species out here.
Yeah, and that's really the importance of planting native trees. Just like you said, they are adaptive where they're used to the rainfall that they may get or the freeze temperatures that they may see. So that really is the reason that we see the natives flourish, because this is where they were designed to be.
Right, and it's a good idea for planting those in your yard. I mean, because again, they're very adapted to the conditions that we have out here. I guess really the big thing is, people just need to consider, how big is that tree going to get? I mean, when you go to a nursery, look at the tags on them and see how big they are, what the conditions they need. Some of these trees, they may be native, but they don't like an area like this with full sun. So if you got a lot of shade, there's very good shade tolerant trees that are out there.
I guess that's a good point, Doug. When we talk about planting a tree, not only do we have to worry about what's overhead, we got to worry about what's in the ground too, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely if you're gonna plant a tree, you want to know what's underground. Calling before you dig, doing a dig safe to make sure that there's no underground utilities out there. Yeah, and then with the overhead, I mean, overhead power lines definitely is a one to really pay attention to, because I deal with all of the tree trimming around our power lines for Evergy, and we trim thousands of trees every year. If we plant the right tree in the right place, we don't have to go back and trim those, and that keeps the beauty of those trees, and that's what's really good.
If you talk right tree, right place, you also talk about how that tree can benefit you either from the shade or from a windbreak in the summer. So are you planting that large shade tree on the southwest or southeast or west side of the house to try and help with shade? And then maybe those pine trees, are you planting those on the north side to try and break the wind up?
No, and a good point with the what you're doing there, but also be considerate with the storms and where are predominant winds. What side of your house is that going to go? If that tree does break, if there's an issue with that tree, is that going to fall on your house? Is it going to fall on something that's important to you? Things that you really want to consider, again, is what's on the ground and what's around you, and the space that's available for that tree. You get a tree like this that's going to grow 60 foot tall and 40 foot wide. Yeah.
Eventually, right? It takes
eventually, it takes a while. So something to consider for maybe even it's 40 years down the road, but maybe for a future generation, that's something to consider. It's just how big that tree will get.
Gonna be a while before they can hang that tire swing in that tree you just planted, right?
A lot.